Hi everybody, it's David Lee of Vital Health. Just want to reiterate to you, my clients, my friends on my Facebook and Instagram, it's the Vital Health Talk segment of my business. And one of the things that I do is I like to give people tidbits of information, life coaching sort of information that'll help you and kind of help you reach your goals and become more successful in whatever endeavor you're trying to reach in your life, or help you create that dream that you've always wanted. I follow Seth Godin as well. As you know, he's a prolific writer. He's some incredible books. He's an amazing entrepreneur. One of the things he said that really spoke to me that I kind of would like to reiterate and share with all of you is he was talking about how formal education in the last number of years is not as necessary because a lot of people go through college and go through school and get their degrees, but they still don't know what they want and they are not necessarily successful and they're in jobs that they don't like. So one of the things he talked about was, we get these degrees and certificates in college because we can reiterate information. We can regurgitate information that you've learned from textbooks and classes, and then you pass your test and you get your certificate. But the problem is, if it wasn't for the fact that you want that job, that certificate would be meaningless. So what I tell people is, and he said something that really kind of spoke to me, is what really grows our life and helps us become successful is when you go after an endeavor. When you go after to learn something, when you actually, learn how to lose that 40 pounds and run 10 miles, or when you actually learn how to kickbox, or when you actually learn how to play guitar, or when you actually learn how to do something, that's going to take a certain amount of focus, commitment, and consistency and discipline. Because by doing that endeavor, you will actually grow in other areas of your life. I've had clients in my 6-week challenges that I ran multiple times in the last year at my gym. I noticed that the people that stuck to it, they grew in other areas of their life. They started to become more empowered. They started to become more disciplined. I had clients that started off not sure if they could stick to it, and they were actually traveling long distances, but they actually did it, and they stuck to it. And when they started seeing results after 6-8 weeks, and they lost body fat, and they started getting stronger, it empowered them, and it caused them to become more disciplined and focused in other areas of their life. So I really challenge you to look about, for this new year, for 2020, to really think about what it really would take for you to stick to your endeavor, whatever that is. One of the biggest things that I tell people, and the reason why I became a trainer and a health guy and became a practitioner, a nutritionist, and a herbalist is because I just find that you can't separate the way you live your life in your body from everything else you do. You just can't. Because the way you look after your meals, the way you clean your dishes, the way you make your shakes, the way you make your herbal tea formula, the way you do that every day determines how successful and how focused you'll be in other tasks. It builds character. It shows you how to be committed. I look at my own life. I look back 30 some odd years ago. I was a high school dropout, grade 9 education, working at the assembly line of General Motors in the 80s. I had a hard job on the assembly line. And you know what? A lot of guys would fudge it. But what made me more disciplined, what made me a committed, good worker was because I had a goal. I said, you know what? I got to have a dream. And my dream was to get out of there. My dream was to get an education and leave that place when I got hired there when I was 18, 19 years old. So instead of me buying fast cars and buying houses, I actually saved up my money. And my goal was to get out of there and go to school. And here I am, many years later, I've become a health practitioner. Now, somewhere in my head, I always knew I was going to do something in health. I just didn't know how I was going to get there. But the journey has been amazing. I have learned an awful lot. There was tears along the way. There was a lot of sweat. There was a lot of disappointments. I went through bankruptcies. I went through all kinds of stuff. But I can tell you this. It has built character into my life. It has caused me to become less fearful of those things that I used to be fearful about 25, 30 years ago. It's caused me to become very resolute and focused on my intentions. And so I challenge you this year for you to go after an endeavor that you've always wanted to do and be committed to it. And you will start seeing yourself becoming more successful in other areas of your life. Anyways, that was my Vital Health Talk, everybody. Have an awesome Sunday. Take care. And by the way, if you want to know more about what I do as a health practitioner, as a trainer, as a life coach, my website is vitalhealthlife.com, vitalhealthlife.com. You can get a hold of me through all my social media icons, and love to reach out to you and help you with whatever goals that you have set for you in the new year. Take care.